Hello and welcome. You're watching Raj Sabha TV. This is Rajat Kane. Let's have a look at the headlines on Monday morning. Five more MPs switch over to Panneerselvam camp. Sasikala writes to Governor, seeks time to meet him along with supporting MLAs. Campaigning to end for Uttarakhand elections in second phase of UP elections today. 69 seats in the hill state and 67 in Uttar Pradesh to vote on Feb 15. Four militants eliminated in encounter in Kulgam in South Kashmir. 2 soldiers martyred. 1 civilian killed in 10-hour-long gunfight. UN Security Council set to meet to discuss North Korea's missile launch. Pyongyang claims it successfully test-fired ballistic missile. And India lifts second blind T20 World Cup, beating Pakistan in finals by 9 wickets at Chinnaswamy Stadium in Bengaluru. Our top political focus. The developments in Tamil Nadu. Exodus from VK Sasikala faction of AIADMK continued on Sunday with 5 more MPs pledging support to O. Panneerselvam. The Panneerselvam camp says there is a groundswell of support for the caretaker chief minister. Meanwhile, Sasikala camp claims to be ahead in the game of numbers. Kriti Mishra has filed this report from Chennai.
The suspense continues in Tamil Nadu. With no final word from the governor, the 2 rival factions in the AIADMK are working each day to win the number game. AIADMK General Secretary VK Sasikala reiterating she has the numbers. She has written to the governor seeking time for a meeting along with the MLAs who support her. Sasikala also claiming there is a fake letter doing the rounds on social media attributed to her.
சமூக வலைதளங்களில் வந்திருக்கிறது நான் ஏதோ உயிரை விட்டு விடுவேன் என்று நான் கவர்னருக்கு எழுதியதாக ஒரு கடிதம். இதை எனக்கு என் நண்பர் அனுப்பி சமூக வலைதளங்கள்ல வந்திருக்கு, இதை பாருங்க என்று கேட்டார். நான் அதை கையில் எடுத்து வந்தேன். நீங்கள் எல்லோரும் இதை பார்க்க வேண்டும் அவசியம். இது மாதிரி ஒரு பெண் அரசியல்ல இருக்கிறதுங்கிறது ரொம்ப கஷ்டமான விஷயம்.
For the caretaker chief minister O. Panneerselvam, however, it was a shot in the arm on Sunday with 5 more MPs joining his camp. The total number of MPs with him now is 10. Currently, 6 MLAs have backed him. The camp expects at least 25% of the party MLAs to join them by Tuesday. Panneerselvam has, however, alleged Sasikala has held the MLAs by force at a resort on the outskirts of Chennai, a charge that she has denied.
சட்டமன்ற உறுப்பினர்களை கனிவோடு கேட்டுக்கொள்கிறேன். அவர்களெல்லாம் அவரவர்கள் தொகுதிக்கு சென்று மக்களை சந்தித்துவிட்டு அவர்களுடைய மனச்சாட்சிப்படி கருத்துக்கள் சொல்லாதவனால் நூற்றி 35 சட்டமன்ற உறுப்பினர்களும் இதை எல்லாம் காட்ட புரட்சி தலைவி அம்மாவுடைய உண்மை கொண்டலாகவே அம்மாவுடைய ஆன்மா அவர்களை ஏற்றுக்கொள்ளும் என்பதை நான் இங்கு தெரிவித்துக் கொள்ள கடமைப்பட்டிருக்கின்றேன்.
அது மாதிரி எதுவுமே இல்லை. இன்னைக்கு பிரஸ் எல்லாமே பார்த்தாங்க. எல்லாருமே வீடியோ கவரேஜ் எடுத்திருக்காங்க. எல்லாருமே எங்க கூட தான் இருக்காங்க. கிட்டத்தட்ட 1 மணி நேரம் பிரஸ் முன்னாலதான் இருந்தாங்க. எல்லாரும் பேட்டி கொடுத்தாங்க. எல்லாரையும் பார்த்து பிரஸ் எடுத்துக்கிட்டாங்க.
However, the desertions have rattled Sasikala. She met party leaders at the resort and held deliberations on the next course of action.
That is nothing but we actually having majority MLAs as per the constitutional. So 127 MLAs with us. So it's mandated to form the government now.
The split within the party cadre is also becoming more evident. The Sasikala camp has questioned the delay on part of the governor for invitation to form the government. The camp is alleging the delay is a ploy to split the party.
Nobody can compel the governor to give his verdict in a day or two. That is his discretion. He will consult all the legal experts and he will take a right decision. He will take a right decision.
The DMK too has been accused by Sasikala of trying to engineer the split. The party has convened its high-level executive panel meeting today under the leadership of M.K. Stalin.
O. Panneerselvam should have support of at least 90 legislators to escape the anti-defection law. To become the chief minister, he needs to command support of at least 118 MLAs. Meanwhile, Sasikala needs to retain her MLAs, jumping ship and switching sides with each passing day. The ball now lies in the court of Governor Vidya Sagar Rao. Reporting from Chennai with camera person Sudhanshu, I'm Kriti Mishra for Rajya Sabha Television.
For more, we have with us RSTV's Kriti Mishra. Kriti, thanks for joining us. There are reports to believe that Governor may wait for Supreme Court's verdict, which is impending on Sasikala.
Well, Rajat, the political tug of war is only getting intensified in Tamil Nadu, and fresh piece of news that we are getting right now is that Sasikala faction may actually take this fight to President Pranab Mukherjee if the governor doesn't come out with a decision by evening itself. As far as Panneerselvam is concerned, he is going to visit the Secretariat for the first time after he staged revolt within the AIADMK. As far as the governor is concerned, the constitutional experts say that the governor will have three options. One, he can ask the factions to prove majority on the floor of the House. Second, under Article 175 of Constitution, he may opt to go for a secret ballot, a precedent of which has been set in the case of Jagdambika Pal and Kalyan Singh in Uttar Pradesh. And thirdly, he may also impose President's rule in the state under Article 356. But after SR Mumbai case, Rajat, and also what political developments we saw in Arunachal Pradesh and also Uttarakhand that invited judicial scrutiny, how feasible is that option? That has to be looked into. So, of course, right now, the governor has also said that what is important right now is political stability in the state and not the game of numbers. So, he might wait for the disproportionate assets case that is hanging against Sasikala. So, of course, all options he's looking at, all options he's talking to legal experts, he's talking to constitutional experts. So, come the cynosure of all eyes at this point in time. Rajat?
Thanks, Kriti. So all eyes on the governor, and governor is looking at a stable government than the numbers right now. And off to the next news, our election special verdict 2017. Now, campaigning for the phase 2 of UP Assembly polls will end at 5 p.m. today. 67 Assembly constituencies in 11 districts will vote on Wednesday, which is February 15th. In the last assembly polls, ruling Samajwadi Party had 134 seats, followed by BSP on 18 seats, BJP on 10, the Congress Party on 3 and others on 2. Important seats in this phase are Saharanpur, Bijnor, Moradabad, Amroha, Pilibhit and Badaun. 64% voter turnout was recorded in the first phase on Saturday. Now, campaigning for Uttarakhand Assembly elections will also end today. 69 seats in the state will vote in single phase on Feb 15th. Meanwhile, the Election Commission has postponed elections for one seat each in Uttarakhand and UP following the death of the candidates in UP's Alapur constituencies and BSP candidate from Karnaprayag district. According to the political party, is given time to field a new candidate if a candidate of any recognized party passes away and polling is fixed for a new date. The new dates will be announced later. Now, Sunday saw hectic political rallies in UP and Uttarakhand. Addressing a rally in Srinagar, in Uttarakhand, Prime Minister Modi came down heavily on the Congress party for raising questions on surgical strikes carried out last year. He also criticized the Congress for not implementing one rank, one pension for retired soldiers for years. Meanwhile, Congress Party Vice President Rahul Gandhi hit out at the Prime Minister over demonetization, saying it has adversely affected the country's poor and its small industries. At a grand road show in Haridwar, he said the note ban has only affected small traders and farmers without solving problem of unaccounted money. UP Chief Minister Akhilesh Yadav and former Chief Minister and BSP Supremo Mayawati also campaigned for the second phase of elections in Hardoi and Sambal districts and lashed out at the centre over note ban.
ये कांग्रेस वाले ऐसी मजाक उड़ाई है, फौजियों की ऐसी मजाक उड़ाई है। जब ये सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक हुआ ना, तो आपने देखा होगा ये नेता सब मैदान में आ गए सुबह सुबह ही। पाकिस्तान बोले उसके पहले हमारे लोगों ने बोलना चालू कर दिया, मोदी जी सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक का सबूत दो, सबूत। क्या हमारे देश के फौजियों के पराक्रम का सबूत मांगना पड़ता है क्या?
हिंदुस्तान का 94% काला धन स्विस बैंक अकाउंट में, रियल एस्टेट में और सोने में है। पता नहीं क्या कारण था, नरेंद्र मोदी 94% काले धन के पीछे नहीं दौड़े, मगर गरीब व्यक्तियों के जेब में कैश है, 1000 रुपए का नोट, 500 रुपए का नोट, उसको छीनने में लग गए।
जानना चाहते हैं कि काला धन कितना जमा हुआ है, कोई हिसाब तो दे दे। अब तो सब जमा है पैसा बैंकों में, कोई हिसाब आया? काले धन का अभी तक हिसाब नहीं आया। इसलिए साथियों हम कहना चाहते हैं आपसे, बहुत लोगों को तकलीफ हुई, परेशानी हुई, जिन्होंने छोटा मोटा कारोबार करके मुनाफा कमाया, अपनी ईमानदारी का पैसा कमाया, कारोबार दुकान चला करके, ठेला लगा करके पैसा कमाया, उस सब पैसे को जमा करा लिया। लोग लाइन में लगे और लाइन में लग करके कई परिवारों की जान भी चली गई।
अचानक 500 व 1000 रुपए के नोटों पर पाबंदी लगाने का यह एक ऐसा अति जन पीड़ादायी फैसला ले लिया, जिसकी मार से देश के लगभग 90% गरीब, मजदूर, किसान व अन्य मेहनत कर एवं मध्यम वर्गीय लोग अभी तक भी पूरे तौर से उभर नहीं पा रहे हैं। और इनके इस फैसले से अब तक पूरे देश में लाखों करोड़ों लोग बेरोजगार भी हो चुके हैं।
A number of rallies are lined up today as campaigning continues for the remaining phases in UP. Prime Minister Modi will be addressing a rally in Nakimpur Kheri today. That is also a place where Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi will address public meetings, followed by rallies in Barhapur and Bijnor district and Bareilly. UP Chief Minister Akhilesh Yadav will address 2 rallies today in Moradabad and Badaयूं. Meanwhile, Samajwadi Party patron Mulayam Singh Yadav will campaign for party candidates in Bharthana in Etawah district. The BSP Supremo Mayawati will also rally support for the candidates in Etawah district. BJP President Amit Shah will hold rallies in Saharanpur and Sambal. Polling in these districts will take place on Feb 15th. Time for a very short break. More on the other side.
You need more than luck this time to win elections?
Without hard work, I don't think anyone can make.
Congress side, you have seen so many BJP leaders crossing over. Is it a genuine contest?
The manifestation of the misdoings which were committed by the ruling party in the center.
BJP in its rallies, they have been highlighting the corruption part of it. They initially showed your sting video.
Life is very open to the people. Everybody knows and what has happened.
Watch To The Point the Chief Minister of Uttarakhand, Harish Rawat, only on Rajya Sabha television.
Welcome back. News from Jammu and Kashmir. As many as 4 militants, 2 soldiers and civilians were killed in 10-hour-long intense gunfight in Nagbal village in Kulgam district of southern Kashmir. The encounter began in the early hours of Sunday after security forces were informed about the presence of militants in the area. 3 injured militants have reportedly fled the scene and a hunt is currently underway. 4 guns were also recovered from the hideout. Violent protests by the villagers broke out after an encounter ended, following which army opened fire and used tear gas shells to disperse the mob. More than 15 civilians are believed to have sustained injuries. The opposition parties in Jammu and Kashmir has demanded an impartial inquiry into the death of civilian.
जो पीछे टेररिस्ट मौजूद थे उन्होंने फायर खोला जिसके कारण ये सिविलियन तो शहीद हुआ ही, उसके साथ हमारे जो 2 आर्मी के जो 2 सामने जवान थे वो भी शहीद हो गए। इसके बाद हमने किसी तरह से वो बॉडी को बाहर निकाला, शहीद जवानों को बाहर निकाला और सिविलियन को बाहर निकाला, और उसके बाद हमने ऑपरेशन लॉन्च किया जिसमें कि हमने 4 उग्रवादी मार गिराए, उसमें से 2 HM के थे और 2 LET के थे।
When the official website of the Ministry of Home Affairs went offline on Sunday amid reports that it had been hacked. The National Informatics Center, NIC, blocked the website on Sunday after some abnormal technical activities were reportedly observed. The website has since been hosted after a recheck of all security features. Last month, suspected militants operatives have hacked the official website of the elite National Security Guards and defaced it with profanity-laden messages. More than 700 websites of various central and state government departments have been hacked in past 4 years, and as many as 8,348 people were arrested for their involvement in cyber crimes. The North Korea says it has successfully fired a new surface-to-surface medium-range ballistic missile. The missile was test-fired on Sunday under supervision of North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. North Korea news agency has said the missile was capable of carrying a nuclear warhead. The launch has been confirmed by South Korean and US officials. This is first such test by Pyongyang since US President Donald Trump took office. The missile, which landed in Sea of Japan, was fired as Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe visited President Trump in United States. Meanwhile, the United Nations Security Council will hold consultation on the urgent basis this afternoon regarding North Korea. The meeting has been requested by United States, South Korea and Japan.
금년에 최초로 감행한 탄도미사일 발사로서 유엔 안보리 관련 결의에 대한 노골적이고 명백한 위반일 뿐만 아니라 한반도 및 국제사회 전체의 평화와 안전에 대한 엄중한 위협인 바 정부는 이를 강력히 규탄한다.
Was the President of the United States sending a powerful and unmistakable signal to North Korea and to the entire world as he stood shoulder to shoulder with the Prime Minister of Japan and declared our steadfast and unwavering support for that alliance, and the meaning of that symbolism will be lost on no one. The message is that we are going to reinforce and strengthen our vital alliances in the Pacific region as part of our strategy to deter and prevent the increasing hostility that we've seen in recent years from the North Korean regime.
North Korea must fully comply with the relevant UN Security Council resolutions. During the summit meeting that I had with President Trump, he assured me that the United States will always with Japan 100%.
Now, US President Donald Trump is assessing all of his legal options on a proposed travel ban on 7 Muslim countries after the original executive order was turned down by the courts. Stephen Miller, a senior White House advisor, said on Sunday the legal options range from appealing to the Supreme Court to revising the executive order. Trump had floated the possibility of a separate order on Friday in a conversation with reporters on board Air Force One. Meanwhile, Miller also criticized the judge who blocked the travel ban order, arguing that the president has absolute authority to protect nations' borders. On Sunday, President Trump also tweeted out another defense of his order, saying 72% of refugees admitted into US during what he said was a court breakdown are from Muslim majority. This came after a US Court of Appeals blocked the enforcement of the executive travel order, upholding an earlier decision by a federal judge in Seattle.
Well, we're considering all of our options right now, Chuck. That includes you can continue the appeal on the 9th, you can seek an emergency stay at the Supreme Court, you can have a trial hearing on the merits at the district level, or you can take it en banc for the emergency hearing also at the 9th Circuit, and yes, you could pursue additional executive actions. The bottom line is that we are pursuing every single possible action to keep our country safe from terrorism.
I'll look at what else is making news across the world in World Wrap. Former German Foreign Minister Frank-Walter Steinmeier has been elected country's president. Steinmeier was chosen by the Federal Assembly meeting in Parliament in Berlin, where he won 931 out of 1,260 votes. The post is largely ceremonial, but President represents Germany abroad and is seen as carrying moral weight. Switzerland has voted to make it easier for third-generation immigrants to become citizens, rejecting a right-wing politician's complaint that the proposed measure would pose a security risk. After polls closed at midday, public broadcasters at SRF announced that 60.4% had voted in favor of the amendment and 39.6% had voted against. Pakistan has announced a boycott of UN-sponsored International Parliamentary Union being held in New York next week. This after the US failed to issue visa to Pak Senate Deputy Chairman Maulana Abdul Ghafoor Hydari, who was to represent Pakistan in the forum. Pakistan also said that no Senate delegation will visit US unless an explanation for the delay in issuance of visa was given by the US government. Myanmar leader Aung San Suu Kyi has called on all armed ethnic groups to sign a nationwide ceasefire. She spoke during a Union Day celebrations in Bangalore. Suu Kyi and her National League for Democracy party promised peace would be their top priority despite conflicts between the ethnic groups and the military. Rescuers found no newly stranded whales on Monday on a notorious stretch of New Zealand's coastline, with hundreds of marine mammals died after bleaching themselves last week. In total, an estimated 666 whales had been stranded at Fawell Spit on the northern tip of Southern Island, in one of the largest mass bleachings recorded in New Zealand. About 300 died and volunteers refloated the survivors. On to the sports news now. India has won the Blind T20 World Cup by beating arch rivals Pakistan in the finals by 9 wickets at Bengaluru's Chinnaswamy Stadium on Sunday. Setting a target of 198 runs to win, India has chased down the total with just loss of 1 wicket and with 14 balls to spare. Opting to bat first after winning the toss, Pakistan middle order stumbled later in the innings as India restricted them to 197 for 8 from the stipulated 20 overs. Pakistan's Badr Munir scored 57 from 37 balls, hitting 8 fours and a 6. In reply, India's opener provided solid foundation and put 110 runs before the first wicket fell. India's Ajay Kumar was run out after scoring 43 runs, while Jeremiah scored 99 runs, the highest in the match. Prime Minister Modi has congratulated team for victory, saying India is proud of the accomplishment. Union Sports Minister Vijay Goyal has also congratulated the team. In his message, he said that Indian team for blind cricket has added another chapter of glory in the history of country's sport. Bangladesh has resumed its second innings on the last day of one of the tests today. Bangladesh is at 131-4 against India at the match being played at Rajiv Gandhi International Stadium in Hyderabad. Mohammad Mahmudullah and Shafiqur Rahman are at the crease. The visitors require another 356 runs to win with 7 wickets in their hand, while hosts needs 7 wickets of victory in the test match. On Sunday, after bowling out Bangladesh on 388 in the first innings, the host came out to bat, and Chiteshwar Pujara's 13th 50 allowed India to declare an 159 for 4, setting Bangladesh a huge target of 459 runs. India had declared the first innings at a massive 687 for 6. And before we wrap up, we leave you with visuals of protest in Romanian capital Bucharest. Thousands assemble at Victory Square, marking the 13th consecutive day of anti-government protest. People are protesting against the Social Democratic government's alleged attempts to weaken crackdown on corruption.
Demisia!